Hello guys, this is What About Nintendo, and today I'm here for a special new series that I think you guys are really going to enjoy, which is a weekly Smash Theory video series. It's going to be awesome every single week. From now, probably until either E3 or until the game is comes out, depending on how long that takes. I will be doing a Smash Theory video every week. Probably it's going to be on Fridays and Saturdays. I'm doing this on a Sunday today because of technical problems with that mic, which you may tell is a little bit lower in quality because I'm actually using my webcam mic because my Blue Yeti, which is over here, is not working currently, but I will be getting that fixed soon. But anyways, I'll be doing these Smash videos every week. It's gonna be awesome, but the first one we are starting off with is how Breath of the Wild Link may play differently to normal Link in Smash Switch. So let's get right on into it. So guys, Breath of the Wild Link has a lot of different moves that he can do, a lot of different abilities that he has that are different from any other Link in the past. So I think that is why they're probably using him as the Link, or at least one of the Links, in Smash Bros. Switch. I think he may have the ability to play very differently from any of the other Links that have come before him. One of the ideas that he had, I have multiple ideas I hear. All of these ideas cannot possibly be in conjunction with each other, but I think one of these abilities, or a couple of these different abilities, will be used. So first off, in Breath of the Wild, you have many different weapons that you can acquire, whether spears, or big swords, or smaller swords, or all kinds of different things, axes, sticks, and even, like, you can use anything almost as a weapon. There's a crazy amount of them, and they can break. So I had the idea that what if they used this in Smash? What if when you were playing as Breath of the Wild Link, you have a random weapon, and you fight with this weapon until it breaks, and then it auto-randomly either cycles on a specific cycle or a random cycle, or it gives you a new weapon. You have to change up your strategy. Maybe when you first start the match you have a spear, and you got long range, you're really quick, but you don't do that much damage, so you can play as a very fast, speedy spear character. But then maybe once that spear breaks, you get a really, really heavy long sword, a two-handed sword. And then you have to be more careful. You have to, maybe you hit really hard, but you're kind of slow. So I think in this way, it could offer many different playstyles, even if for just one character, and add a little bit of randomness where you have to change your playstyle on the fly. I think that could be really fun. Whether or not they'll use that, I don't know. Whether that would even work, I'm not very certain. Of course, I haven't playtested this myself. I'm sure Nintendo has done a lot of this playtesting on their part, but I don't have access to any of that, so I can't say for sure whether this would work or not, but it's just an idea. Now, this idea maybe be debunked by the fact that Link actually seems to have his Master Sword sheath on his back in the trailer, but that could just be for looks. Who knows if that's going to be his main weapon or not. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Another cool thing about Breath of the Wild that is unique to that game is the Rune Abilities. Now, there are 4 Rune Abilities that I think may work well for Smash Brothers. Now, Magnesis is the first one I'll go over here, and that I think you could use to maybe create a metal barrier, or magnesis yourself a metal barrier, in front of you or behind you or wherever you need it to be in order to block attacks from opponents. Cryonis, I think, the ice rune here, may be used to throw an ice pillar, maybe slide an ice pillar across the ground, and if it touches an opponent, it would temporarily freeze an opponent. That's something that they could use there. Stasis is interesting because while I think if they use it right, it could be very good, if used too OP, it could be really bad to the balance off or anything. So maybe you can either slow down a character for a very short amount of time, or completely stasis a character in spot for a very short period of time. I think if they do this right, this could be really good for strategies and stuff, but I think this also has the problem of maybe being a little bit too OP, so I'm not sure if they would put that one in there. Maybe just slow down the enemy for like a half second or just a split second, just to give you that slight edge. I don't think, obviously, that you'd be able to slow them down as nearly as long as you can in Breath of the Wild, but Stasis if used right, I think could be a really cool ability. And remote bombs too, well, you just blow people up with them. You just use them as normal bombs, I'd assume. Perhaps you can switch through these with the B button like Shulk, or perhaps it's just something you use depending on, you know, the direction you're hitting the buttons and different things like that. But perhaps another thing that they could do is, in Breath of the Wild, there seems to be a bigger focus on bows. Not a complete focus, but bigger than it was in other games. So perhaps the bow will get a little bit more of a focus in Link's moveset. Perhaps, like Shulk, you can switch through these different abilities with your bow, and different of them have pros and cons. Some of the ones I came up with were that bomb arrows maybe are very slow, but offer some knockback and high damage. Perhaps electric arrows may stun your opponent over time. And what I mean by that is, you know, electricity. Generally in games, when you get electrified, you kind of shock and freeze for a second. I'm thinking maybe as you're running around playing, if you get hit by a shock arrow, you'll be running and then freeze, and then running and then freeze, and then running and then freeze, just for a split second. Just something that would be pretty annoying, but I think it'd be cool. I could see that as being an annoying ability though. Freeze arrows, obviously, I think this would be really hard to hit, but it could freeze your enemy in place for maybe, you know, half a second or a second. Very short amount of time. The same kind of problem with stasis. I think this could be a little bit OP, but I think if they balance it out, just make the amount of time you're frozen short, or make it really, really hard to hit. Maybe the arrows are really slow, but if you get it off, it's really, really good. And then fire arrows, I think if you hit them, that'd be it would light them on fire, and then you would get damage over time. Another change that I think could happen is with the up B. I think maybe that could be changed to the hang glider. Instead of that, you know, spinny attack he does to launch himself up, maybe he'll use the hang glider. Although, I'm not sure if I really want to see this, as that wouldn't really offer much in the way of damage there. It'd be pretty much just to get away. Maybe you could soar higher than you could before, but it doesn't do any damage. I'm not really sure how they would balance that out, because I actually really liked using his up B to damage enemies before, but, you know, maybe this will work out if they balance it properly. Final theory on how he could play is his final smash. I think his final smash could be a lot cooler than it has been in the past games. I think if they, you know, maybe in the same way as before, you target one specific enemy, but this time when you target it, all four of the champions get together. They're on their Divine Beast, all prepped with their laser pointers pointed straight at the enemy you're attacking, and then it just launches one big gigantic laser like at the boss fight at the end of the game. I always thought that ending was really cool. It was kind of like the summary of everything you've been doing up until that point. I think it would work really, really well for Link's final smash. I think it would be very befitting. I think it would look super cool, and seeing the champions in that game would also be really, really fun. But anyways, guys, that's how I think Link may play in Smash Brothers for the Nintendo Switch. But of course, this is just a theory. This is just my ideas on how we could play. This isn't, you know, a leak or a rumor or anything. So I could very well be wrong. Let me know down in the comments below what you think Link might have for his moveset. Maybe you found some other ideas that I didn't think of. Maybe you just think I'm wrong. Maybe you think he won't really be changed at all and it's just going to be a simple, you know, clothes swap. Or maybe he'll just look different, but he'll still play the same. I don't know. Maybe you guys have some ideas. Let me know down in the comments below. But if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, because I'll be doing these every single week along with other videos Monday through Saturday, and live streams Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So definitely subscribe if you haven't, and hit that like button and that share button, because it helps get this video to other people. But anyways, guys, I'll see all you guys later on What About Nintendo. Bye!